Hey creators and upcyclers, have you ever looked at a pile of old junk and seen potential? What if that broken tool, rusty spring, or discarded pipe could become stunning home decor or jaw-dropping art? Welcome to Transform Trash to Treasure. See, with some vision and basic skills, what was once headed for the landfill can become your next favorite thing. Breathing new life into scrap metal isn't just an eco-friendly act. It's a doorway to creating something truly unique. The possibilities are incredible. Imagine transforming old gears, tools, and sheet metal into abstract wall art, animal silhouettes, or botanical motifs. You could build a one-of-a-kind table from a heavy machinery base, craft stools from reclaimed gas cylinders, or forge industrial chic lighting from pipes, valves, and even old kitchen colanders. And for your garden, think wind chimes from silverware, delicate flowers from tin cans, or majestic sculptures born from retired farm equipment. Now, if you're just starting out and don't have a workshop full of tools, don't worry. There are so many satisfying projects you can tackle. Something as simple as bending an old wrench or a railroad spike can create a clever key hook. Heavy gear pieces make perfect bookends, slices of pipe become rustic coasters, and you can add incredible texture to a plain picture frame with just some springs, nails, or pieces of chain. For those of you ready to make an artistic statement, that's where scrap metal really sings. You can assemble bolts, car parts, and springs into fantastical robotic creatures or insects. Try cutting up colored enamel signs to create vibrant mosaic murals. With some bicycle parts and bearings, you can build kinetic sculptures that move with the wind, or design a custom garden gate adorned with tools and horseshoes, telling a story before anyone even steps inside. Speaking of gardens, the outdoor space is a perfect canvas for scrap metal art. Old boots or watering cans become whimsical planters. A tin can or a teapot can be repurposed into a charming bird feeder. You can line your pathway with forged metal flowers or shape rebar into an elegant trellis for climbing vines. If you're feeling inspired and ready to start, here's how to begin. First, go on a treasure hunt for materials. Scrapyards, flea markets, and even farm auctions are gold mines. Once you've gathered your scrap, please remember, safety first. Always wear gloves and eye protection. This stuff can be sharp. Then, give your finds a good clean. Remove rust and grease with a wire brush or a chemical cleaner. For joining pieces, you can start with simple bolting or riveting. And if you catch the bug, many community colleges offer beginner welding workshops. Finally, protect your creation. A clear coat can preserve a beautiful rusted patina, or you can use paint or a sealant. So why dive into scrap metal art? Well, first, it's a powerful act of sustainability, reducing waste and giving new life to old materials. It yields a completely unique aesthetic. Every piece carries a history and a character that you simply cannot buy in a store. It's incredibly cost-effective. Often the materials are free, and you're really just investing your creativity and time. And finally, every piece becomes a story. It sparks curiosity and starts conversations about where it came from and how it was made. Whether you're a seasoned welder or a total beginner with just a drill, scrap metal offers endless possibilities. So start small, experiment freely, and get ready to watch forgotten fragments transform into functional art, brimming with both history and beauty. Welcome to the fascinating intersection of industrial salvage and creative expression. I like to think that scrap metal art is more than just a craft. It's almost a philosophy, a way of seeing the hidden potential in what's been discarded and telling new stories through rust, steel, and pure ingenuity. So, let's dive deeper together into the techniques, the themes, and the practical steps to really master this amazing art form. First, let's talk about finding your style. There are so many directions you can go. Maybe you're drawn to the intricate, vintage feel of steampunk fantasy. Think ornate wall clocks or decorative masks made from vintage clock parts, watch gears, and old typewriter keys. Or perhaps your taste leans more toward industrial chic, where you can create minimalist shelving or pipe-based clothing racks using straightforward materials like pipes, flannels, and steel mesh. For a cozy, earthy vibe, rustic farmhouse style is perfect, using horseshoes, old tools, and barrel hoops to make welcome signs or rustic candle holders. If you love nature, the organic and botanical theme lets you shape thin sheet metal and copper wire into metal leaves, tree-of-life wall hangings, or even large garden roses from old shovels. And for pure fun, a whimsical and playful approach can turn your silverware into wind chimes or a collection of kitchen colanders into a charming set of pendant lights. Now, you might be wondering what you need to get started. Your beginner-friendly toolkit is pretty straightforward. Essential safety gear like heavy-duty gloves and glasses, basic hand tools like a metal file and a drill, some fasteners and wire, and simple cleaning supplies like a wire brush. As your skills grow, your arsenal can expand to include power tools for cutting and shaping, like an angle grinder or a jigsaw, joining tools like a MIG welder, and finishing tools like a bench grinder for that perfect, polished look. When it comes to techniques, you have options at every level. You don't even need to weld to begin. Simple cold connections like drilling and bolting, or using a pop rivet gun, can create incredibly strong, industrial-looking pieces. For more permanent work, you can explore heat-based joining like brazing or MIG welding, which is surprisingly accessible for beginners. And the final magic happens with patina and finish. You can embrace rust with an accelerator, create stunning blues and greens on copper with just vinegar and salt, and seal it all in with a clear coat or wax. Of course, you need material to work with, and the hunt is half the fun. Your local scrapyard or auto salvage is an absolute treasure trove. Just be open to unexpected finds. Farm and estate sales are gold mines for aged iron full of character. Always with permission, construction sites can yield great structural pieces. And don't forget online marketplaces or even just putting the word out in your own network. You'd be amazed what's sitting in people's garages. To bring it all to life, let's walk through a few project ideas. For a quick, satisfying Saturday afternoon project, try a tooled coat rack by bending some old wrenches into hooks and mounting them on a piece of barn wood. If you want a real statement piece for your living room, an industrial coffee table with a heavy machinery base and a reclaimed wood top makes a stunning centerpiece. And for the ambitious garden showstopper, imagine assembling a dragon sculpture from a motorcycle gas tank, leaf springs for wings, and countless bolts and sockets for detail. As you embark on this journey, keep a few best practices in mind. Start simple to build your confidence. Always sketch your ideas first. It helps so much. Clean your metal thoroughly. Finish just won't stick to grease and rust. Be open to letting the shape of the metal guide you. Sometimes a spring just wants to be a serpent. And finally, don't work in a vacuum. Join an online community or a local makerspace. The advice and inspiration you'll find there are priceless. So let's talk about the deeper philosophy behind scrap metal art. I truly believe it exists at this incredible crossroads of archaeology and futurism. Every single piece carries with it a kind of material memory, the echo of its original purpose, the story of its industrial life, and even the hands that once used it. When we work with it, we become part urban archaeologist, part cultural alchemist, transforming a functional past into an aesthetic present. This transformation happens in 4 beautiful stages. First, it's that perceptual shift, looking at a rusty spring and seeing a coiled snake, or seeing a flower in an old gear. Then comes the material rebirth, as that functional tool takes on a new expressive form. There's a context revolution, moving it from a factory floor to a gallery wall, or from a junkyard to a serene garden. And finally, a complete value inversion occurs, where the discarded becomes desired and scrap becomes sculpture. To make this magic happen, it helps to understand your materials. Think of them as having their own personalities. Forgiving, weldable mild steel develops that beautiful rust and is perfect for garden art. Sleek, modern stainless steel is great for outdoor installations, but needs special care when welding. Copper and brass will develop their own natural, living patina over time and are fantastic for jewelry. Lightweight aluminum won't rust, making it ideal for detailed wall pieces. Vintage-feeling cast iron is brittle but holds incredible detail, and galvanized steel is fantastic, as long as you never, ever weld it without removing that toxic zinc coating first. Your journey as an artist will likely follow a natural progression. In your first few months as an apprentice, you'll master the basics, cutting, drilling, and simple cold connections on projects like wall hooks or bookends. From there, you evolve into a journeyman, learning basic MIG welding and bending to create small tables or sculptures. After a couple of years, you step into the role of an artisan, tackling large-scale commissions and mastering advanced techniques like TIG welding. And the master's path is ongoing. It's about developing a signature style, understanding structural engineering, and even teaching others, constantly innovating along the way. Speaking of structure, a few golden rules will save you heartache. For any freestanding piece, keep about 60% of its mass in the lower third for stability. Always add drainage holes to outdoor work to prevent water from pooling and cracking. Remember that metal expands and contracts with heat, so allow for that movement. And as a good rule of thumb, your base should be about 1/3 the height of the sculpture. When it comes to connections, the real magic is in making them disappear or shine. You can use blind welding from the inside, clever tapered pins for floating joints, or even turn the bolts themselves into decorative elements. Think of your creative process like a 10-act play. It starts with the hunt for materials and moves through sorting your finds and having a dialogue with the pieces. You'll sketch ideas, build a mock-up, and then make the commitment with permanent joins. After developing the surface finish, consider its final context, craft its narrative, and finally release it into the world. This art doesn't just live in home studios. It thrives in commercial spaces like restaurants and corporate lobbies, and there are incredible opportunities in public art through city programs, community projects, and park installations. If you want to turn this passion into a profession, pricing your work thoughtfully is key. A good formula considers your material cost, hours invested at a fair hourly rate, a premium for complexity, and the unique story value of the piece. Marketing is all about building your mythos. Share the origin story, be transparent about your process, and highlight the provenance of your materials. And this is just the beginning. The future of scrap art is blending with technology through kinetic elements, integrated LED lighting, and even augmented reality. It's also moving toward deeper ecology with sculptures that act as insect hotels or even help clean the air. The right mindset is your most important tool. Cultivate an abundance mentality, see constraints as catalysts, cherish imperfections as your signature, and practice patient observation. Keep a salvage sketchbook, handle materials just to learn their language, and don't be afraid to take things apart to see how they work. The ideas are endless. Picture Girand bolt butterflies in the garden, typewriter key coasters for your home, or circuit board jewelry. Imagine welded reindeer for the holidays or a safe, magnetic sculpture wall for kids. Here is the ultimate truth. The metal in your hands was part of a tractor, a car, a machine that built something. You aren't creating from nothing. You are liberating a potential that was already there, waiting. Every cut reveals a hidden geometry. Every weld joins separate histories. Every finish protects a story. You are not just making art. You are giving a forgotten fragment a voice. You are proving that nothing is ever truly obsolete. It is only ever waiting for its transformation. The next piece is out there waiting for you. In a junkyard, a barn, a demolition site. It has your name on it. Go on. Go listen to what it wants to become. Transforming scrap metal is more than recycling. It's alchemy. You're not just making decor, you're preserving fragments of history and breathing new meaning and beauty into them. Every weld, every bolt, every brushed surface tells a story. So now it's your turn. Find a piece of scrap, look for its hidden form, and begin your own journey from trash to treasure. I can't wait to see what you create. I want to see what you create. Grab some scrap, get inspired, and then tag us on social media or drop a picture in the comments below. I feature viewer projects right here on the channel. If you loved these ideas, smash that like button. It really helps the channel. And don't miss the next transformation. Subscribe and hit the bell so you never waste another creative opportunity. Thanks for building with me today. Remember, the best material is often the one someone else threw away. What should we transform next? Let me know in the comments. Until next time, keep creating.